Este programa tem o patrocínio
O Dia de Portugal em Newark, 46ª edição.
Jornal Luso-Americano. Luís Firmino Insurance, MCM Clínicas Dentárias. Bem-vindos a mais um Meet de Líderes. É um prazer, uma vez mais, estar na vossa companhia e com um convidado bastante especial. É a segunda vez que ele está aqui, mas isso também diz muito da sua qualidade como profissional, como pessoa, como político e, acima de tudo, como um membro ativo da nossa comunidade, já que é vice-presidente, por exemplo, do Dia de Portugal também na vizinha cidade de Elizabeth. É com grato prazer que dou as boas-vindas a Rgio Granados. Ele é comissário do Condado de Union e dentro de 2 semanas esperamos que seja o deputado na Assembleia de New Jersey pelo Distrito 28. Rgio, thank you for being here today. I know that you speak Portuguese, I know that you speak English, Spanish, but let's try to do that this way. Rgio, back in 2013, you became involved and became a commissioner, freeholder at that time, for Union County. It's been a long journey, but for a person at the age of 26, when you start that journey, makes sense, you make the right decision.
I think it was an amazing decision. Well, first off, I just want to thank you for letting me be here, having this conversation. It's a great honor. This continues to be something I look forward to when it comes to talking to you, Candidato, and getting the word out to the community about everything we do in the community and having these type of conversations. But back in when I was 26 years old, back in 2013, I became a county commissioner, youngest county commissioner elected in the County of Union, youngest Democratic freeholder/commissioner elected in the state of New Jersey. And it just goes to showing that no matter what age you are, as long as your mind and your heart is dedicated to helping others, you can accomplish anything you want in life. And that's something I've been working alongside every single year as a county commissioner.
Throughout 12 years, we saw you in any town in Union County, always there. For sure, the Portuguese and the Latino community has a strong connection to you. But throughout 12 years, your presence was there. You leading the commissioners, you always close to the different communities. It is important for a politician to understand the needs of the ones that they serve to.
I think one of the most important things is that, as an elected official, you always have to be engaging in community. You always have to be grassroots. You can never be that individual who, oh, look, that person shows up during election time only. You need to make sure that you're somebody who's always community engaged, and something I've always been. Like you said before, this is the first time you're running for state assembly in the 20th district, and knocking on people's doors and talking to them and saying like, oh, Sergio, I saw you last week, or I saw you a month ago. Like, them knowing and them seeing me, not as someone who's just coming around during lunchtime, but somebody who's always been engaged, always involved. And that's the way I've always been. Every single one of my business cards has my personal cell phone number on there. And it's because I want everyone knowing that you can always reach out to me, you can always contact me.
You make the decision to run. We expected to see you in Trenton to be the second Luso-Americano there after Eliana Pintor-Marin. What are the main goals that we have? And why you are running, what impact you expected to have in everybody's life?
I think some of the most important issues everyone's facing, including myself, including you, and everyone across the state of New Jersey, is affordability. Prices of taxes for homeowners has been going higher and higher. When it comes to affordable, you go to the supermarket, prices are high. We need to start really focusing on programs that we have in place that may not be the best programs that we started 20, 30 years ago that aren't beneficial now. We need to reevaluate the system and reevaluate programs and see how we can repurpose funding to help out our residents. So many times we see people who have grew up and lived in New Jersey for so long as renters, as homeowners, etc., and they're getting priced out of New Jersey. We need to create programs that help people who've raised here, who've grown up here, stay in New Jersey. So when it comes to property taxes, when it comes to affordability, improving our educational system. I know New Jersey has one of the highest educations, but allocating more funding for our school resources, making sure New Jersey is safer, and working alongside our community partners.
I want to ask you to speak a little bit in Portuguese now. What is your strong message for the Portuguese community? What are the expectations that can have on you representing them on the 28th District?
Yeah. For the 20th District, eu sou uma pessoa que sempre foi parte da comunidade, sempre vou ser parte da comunidade. Eu sou uma pessoa ativa e vou ser um representante que tu sabes que posso sempre chamar quando queiras e eu vou atender este meu telefone e vamos ter uma conversa. Cada dia vou trabalhar para a nossa gente, eu vou trabalhar para os americanos e todos os residentes do estado de New Jersey. Mas eu vou ser uma pessoa que cada dia tu sabes que eu vou lá trabalhar e vou criar programas e fazer as coisas que é necessário para mudar o nosso estado para frente.
I'm going to ask you exactly the same question, but for everyone that speaks the servant's language in Spanish, é importante que todos tengan la misma mensaje.
So the great thing, I'll start in English first. The great thing is that my father's Salvadorian, he's Spanish, my mom's Portuguese, so I have the trilingual going on. But para mí es bastante importante. Mi padre llegó a este país de El Salvador para que era un mejor futuro para él propio y para la familia. Y es la misma cosa que toda la gente de este estado están trabajando. Quieren crear un mejor futuro para el propio, pero también para la familia. Y para mí, como asambleísta dentro del estado de New Jersey, yo voy a trabajar todo día, cada día, para nuestra gente. Crear nuevos programas, intentar bajar las tasas de las casas y programas dentro del estado y crear nuevos programas para beneficiar nuestros residentes.
So as we can see, that is always great when we have someone representing us that will be able to understand the pain and the needs of everybody, disregarding if they speak Portuguese, English, Spanish. So let's go back
There's
to
a little bit of Creole too. I can speak a little Creole nowadays.
We'll try that the next time. Sergio, so you mentioned affordability, you mentioned how important it is to have an inclusive approach so everybody will be able to succeed, that American dream that we always have. If you become elected, and we expected that to happen on Tuesday the 10th, what will be the first measure that you think that you need to work on? As an assemblyman, is a lot of rules, a lot of bills that you need to develop. Affordability, how are you planning to target specific needs of residents of Union County?
Like I said before, I think one of the most important things that any elected official or any leader needs to do is talk to residents, have that grassroots approach. So what I plan on doing within my first 3 weeks of being elected into office is I want to start hosting Coffee with Assembly Person, where I basically bring state services, but most importantly, bring residents together to hearing what their concerns are. We have concerns that we hear that I'm facing, you're facing, and I hear from residents, but I want to make sure that we're focusing on all the residents of the 20th District, from Elizabeth to Union to Roselle to Kenilworth, and hearing their struggles, what they're going on, what's happening in their everyday lives, and what's going on in their family lives. And then creating new programs, creating approaches that benefit them. I think this is something that, you can never be up here making decisions and then trickling down there. No, it needs to be all of us down here creating programs, having those conversations so we can take up to the state level to benefit our residents.
And let me tell you that it's very difficult to do it when we have such a diverse district, because you can go, it's different realities if you live in Elizabeth and if you live, for example, in Kenilworth or something like that. How are you planning to measure and balancing out different needs for the same goal?
Well, like I said before, I'm someone who's always been active, living on espresso throughout the entire day. And it's something where we need to make sure we represent everyone. We need to make sure that we're focusing on the needs of people in Elizabeth, let it be recreational resources, let it be the people in Roselle and Kenilworth and Union. And like I said before, it's taking all that information, because there's a lot of common issues that people are facing. Taxes is something everyone's facing. Affordability, everyone's facing those type of issues, okay? Those are gonna be at my forefront. is having affordability a major measure when it comes to my campaign, when it comes to making sure that every day I'm going to focus on that, and lowering taxes. Like I said before, we need to refocus on some of the programs already in place and how we can divert some of those programs that aren't in play anymore, that aren't benefiting people, and helping tax reductions. The anchor program that's been beneficial to so many residents. There's more programs we can create also.
What make you different from any other candidate? Why everyone on the 28th district should vote for you?
I think everyone for the 20th district should vote for me because I'm someone who will be a phone call away. Like I said before, I'm never someone who's just been coming around during election time. I'm out every single day. For me, it doesn't make a difference if it's in a program or a meet and greet with 5 people or 200 people. Those 5 people weigh the same amount for me as those 200 people. I'm someone who's gonna be a voice for everyone, who's gonna fight every day for everyone. And like I said before, I give my cell phone number to everyone because I don't think that there's so many people who do that. But for me, I do it because I want everyone to know that I'm here to help you. We're here to work together. I'm not just an elected official. I'm a community resident just like you. Me and my wife have our 5-month-old Alexander. We have our family. We bought a house too, and we see how taxes are playing a major role in our everyday lives and how people are getting priced out. And I want to work on that every single day.
Now, you mentioned your background, impressive. So, your father from Salvador, your mother from Portugal. Having such different backgrounds and be able to understand the needs of people that are so different but have the same goal make you a special person. I know that you mentioned that, but it's always good to reinforce.
Okay.
You have, if you allowed me to say that, 3 different views on probably the same topic. That open mind approach make you a better candidate?
I think 100%. Like I said before, my grandfather came here from Portugal, washing cars. He went to construction, and then him and my grandmother worked together to provide a better future for their kids. And their kids are doing the same thing like so many other Luso-Americano families. And my father came in from El Salvador, worked in a manufacturing plant, and did the same thing. I think one of the things that unite the European, the Portuguese community, the Hispanic community is that we're hard workers. We want to come here, provide a better future for our families, and we want to know also that we have elected officials in play who have that same mentality, who are there to work in knowing that we're trying to provide a better future for everyone. And that's something that, as Spanish speaking, I can talk to Spanish residents. As Portuguese speaking, I can speak to Portuguese residents. And in English, I can talk to all residents. And that's what I want to do. I have my story of my family, which is the same story of so many other individuals. And I never forget that. I never forget where I come from, and never forget the community that's always supported me.
Seems that it's piggyback, but it's not. The last time that I interviewed you, you mentioned about someone in your family that is buying their house, and they go through some struggles.
Yep.
Those struggles that we see every day, with strong leadership in Trenton that is able to mimic in their actions the needs of the people. It is important. How different will be your approach moving from Elizabeth, Union County to Trenton, where you're going to make decisions that ultimately will impact everyone at the state level?
Yeah. I think as a Union County Commissioner, everyone's seen I was a finance chair. I was chairman also, provided 4 years of 0% tax increases with our county commissioners. We created the first ever office for people with special needs, first office for community engagement diversity. We've worked on brand new inclusive programs. We've worked on rebate programs for our seniors, for our veterans in our community, for our families, creating new programs. And that's the same focus I plan on having on the state level. I'm not going in there just to be whatever we're already doing, we're going to continue doing. I'm going to shake it up. I'm going to make sure I work with individuals like Ileana Pinto Marin to make sure that we're changing the game, that we're not just doing what we're accustomed to doing. New Jersey right now, more than ever, needs people who are going to be in office, who are going to be a phone call away, who are going to be active in the community, and who are going to fight for them every single day. And that's what I plan on doing.
And that is amazing. Sergio,
Last message.
Huh?
No, okay, go ahead.
What is that message that is so important? You know, we are a week and 4 days, week and a half away from a very important election. And we want to make sure that not only support you, but allow you to in 3 different languages, in 4. You can use Creole as well. Make sure that your message is out there. You're talking about being there for the people. You're talking about straight communication. You're talking about understanding the needs of the people. I like to give you that platform and address the people that you
different
want to
languages.
represent. Go ahead.
Well, de começar, mais uma vez, meu nome é Rgio Granados. Eu estou como concorrer para assemblista do Distrito 20, que é Elizabeth, Union, Kenilworth e Rgio. E eu peço o vosso apoio. Eu vou trabalhar para a nossa comunidade cada dia. O meu número é 908-875-6098. Este é o meu celular personal e sempre podes chamar-me. Eu sou uma chamada que eu vou sempre atender e sempre vou trabalhar para a nossa comunidade. Em espanhol também, muchísimas gracias. Estou concorrendo para assemblista do Distrito 20, que é Elizabeth, Union, Roselle y Kenilworth, y peço el apoyo de la comunidad. Mi número de celular es 908-875-6098 y peço tu apoyo porque juntos nos podemos hacer una mejor comunidad. In English, I'll finish off. Once again, I want to thank everyone for listening to me, who've worked alongside me, people who've called me and said, Sergio, I want to walk campaign with you. I want to go make phone calls for you. You know, that's what it's about. It's community engagement. It's about building a bridge. And that's what I think I'm continuing to do, not only as a county commissioner, but now running for state assembly. So I want to make sure everyone knows that I'm a phone call away. My telephone number is 908-875-6098. That's my personal cell phone number that's on me all the time. And that's the same number I give out to all our residents because I want everyone to know that I'm always going to be here for you. And know that as assembly person in Elizabeth, Union, Roselle, and Kenilworth, I'm always going to be active. I'm always going to be a phone call away, and I'm always going to fight for you. So please remember, early voting is June 3rd to June 8th, and election day is June 10th. I'm running at Sergio Granados for Assembly, B4. I'm running alongside Nikki Hanu, who's also 3B also.
Sérgio, muito obrigado.
Obrigado a você.
E assim, caros amigos, no dia 10 de junho, os eleitores do Distrito 20 terão a oportunidade de eleger alguém que nos representa e nos representa bem. Eu falo porque eu também vivo nesse distrito. É importante que tenhamos uma voz que nos possa representar. É importante que tenhamos alguém que desde há 12 anos representa e bem os residentes do Condado de Union e que agora merece o nosso apoio para mais altos voos. Porquê? Porque se em Union County conseguiu fazer uma grande diferença, por certo que nos vai fazer muito orgulhosos também em Trenton. B4, 10 de junho, não deixe de apoiar o Sérgio Granados. Ricky Durães, Meet the Leaders, Luz Americana TV, é um prazer estar na sua companhia.
Festa portuguesa, Dia de Portugal em Newark, 46ª edição, 6, 7 e 8 de junho na Ferry Street. Zé Amaro. João Medeiros. Delfim Júnior e Império Show. Diretamente de Portugal, Eclipse Orquestra. Pauliteiros de Miranda. E as tradições da Tuna Académica de Coimbra. Festa portuguesa, tradição, cultura, emoção e saudade. Dia de Portugal em Newark, no dia 6, 7 e 8 de junho. Viva Portugal!
Pouca gente sabe, mas há uma parte de Portugal que não aparece em nenhum mapa. O seu clima é ameno, 22 de máxima e 22 de mínima. O idioma oficial é o português, mas na prática é multilingue. A gastronomia é rica e a sua população é acolhedora. Já recebeu milhões e milhões de visitantes desde 1945. Esta terra faz fronteira com Espanha, Brasil e muitos outros países. Poucos sabem, mas quando entra no avião da TAP está oficialmente em Portugal. Com a simpatia, disponibilidade, iniciativa e atenção de todos os que fazem de cada voo uma fantástica viagem pelo nosso país. TAP, Portugal a voar há 80 anos.
Firmino Insurance. Descansa suas famílias e seus negócios com seguros pessoais e empresariais. Garantir a tranquilidade da sua família é o melhor negócio. Avaliação do tipo de seguro sem qualquer compromisso. Saiba qual a proteção mais adequada para cada tipo de risco. Firmino Insurance.
Boa noite, o meu nome é Luciano Tunes.
E o meu é Angélica Pinto.
Bem-vindos ao Luso-Americano Magazine.
A partir deste momento pode seguir a nossa transmissão em direto nas múltiplas plataformas sociais, quer da WNN, quer do Luso-Americano.
Estamos situados no centro de Braga, mesmo perto da central de caminhonagem. Temos uma equipa multidisciplinar, trabalhamos todas as especialidades clínicas dentro da medicina dentária. O nosso principal foco é a qualidade, por isso é que apostamos em médicos com bastante experiência. Nós temos facilidades de pagamento, portanto somos uma clínica acessível a todas as bolsas. A medicina dentária em Portugal é reconhecida mundialmente e temos a grande vantagem de termos custos muito inferiores àqueles que se praticam lá fora. Estamos a atender bastantes pessoas, damos facilidades em termos de transporte do aeroporto aqui para Braga e tratamos também de hotel para as pessoas que necessitam a preços bastante convidativos. Nós trabalhamos para os pacientes, trabalhamos para a recomendação e gostamos de tratar bem as pessoas.